Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and this is my Leicester versus Manchester United preview on Sunday, 2:05 kick-off, as we all currently know. Doing it a bit early, to be quite honest with you, but we know this is going to be potentially another test for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. So far under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know, we've played 9, won 8 out of 9, as we all currently know, and scored 24 goals in the so you can see the vast improvements, we have made under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But as I did say, we're hopeful that Anthony Martial is going to be back in contention for this Leicester City game, because reportedly he suffered a slight injury in training or something like that. So we're hopeful that he can potentially play against Leicester on Sunday, because obviously he missed the Burnley game through injury, did Martial. So Rashford full his spot on the left hand side. Obviously Marcus Rojo's still currently injured as well in the process. I think Fellaini has obviously now confirmed his departure, as I currently said. But going into this Manchester United Leicester City game, as I said, we did beat them earlier on in the season at Old Trafford by 2-1. The last meeting at the King Power was 2-2 between the both sides, as we all know. But we've got a pretty good, decent record, against Leicester City. If I'm going to be quite honest with you, we haven't lost to them. We haven't lost to them in our last 9 meetings, and in the last 10 meetings, Man United have had 6 wins. There's been 3 draws, and Leicester have won 1 in the current process. And Leicester, have played pretty well, against the big teams this season. I thought they put a very good performance out at Anfield yesterday. They played very well. I thought attack of the looked good. I thought they had a lot of quite good, some decent chances, against Liverpool. Did Leicester, and I thought Harry Maguire was one of their key players yesterday. Leicester's, and we've seen them win at Stamford Bridge this season. We've seen them beat Manchester City as well. So they have beat a couple of big teams this season. At Leicester City. So we will have to be up for the task, as we all currently know. But the last time Leicester did beat us, was 5-3, wasn't it? The King Power back in 2014. So that's potentially 5 years ago now, is it? So potentially, we have got a good record against Leicester. But as I did say, Leicester, I think, are sitting 11th in the league out of 24 games. I think they've won 9. They've won 9, drawn 5, and lost 10 of Leicester as well. And I think they've scored 30 goals this season. I think they've conceded 30 as well. So defensively, they are quite poor, to be quite honest, considering the amount of goals they have scored this season. But there's no been official team news that has up as yet. But we're hopeful of we hope Martial, can return to the squad on Sunday as well. If Rashford does play on Sunday, which I think more than likely he will be, Rashford will make his 100th Premier League appearance for Manchester United on Sunday. If he does feature him, as we all know, it's likely probably Andy Herrera, will return to the squad, as we all know, because he didn't play against Burnley. Because obviously Solskjaer against Burnley, rotated the squad as he was going to be doing, when he came into the club, as we all know. He did make 5 changes in that game. He put Andres Pereira in the team. Rashford was on the left because Martial obviously wasn't playing. He started Juan Mata in that game as well. So he did rotate a little bit, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And as I said, Martial hasn't played from the start in his last 2 games. He did come off the bench against Arsenal and scored, but then in training he suffered an injury, did Anthony Martial. But it was a shame against Burnley, to be quite honest, because he did rotate the squad. It wasn't the best of performances. We did have a lot of chances, against Burnley. We had a hell of a lot of chances, had a lot of efforts, obtained a lot of possession, as we all know. But I think a lot of our chances were quite wasteful, to be quite honest with you. And Burnley did make it difficult for us, as I said, but it were good. We showed good character, to get ourselves back into the game, as we all know. Coming back from 2-0 behind, Paul Pogba scoring from the penalty, Victor Lindelof scoring in stoppage time as well. So essentially that, Victor Lindelof, that was good seeing Victor Lindelof, score his first goal for the club, as we all currently know. But it was a shame because Solskjaer could have made history on Tuesday night. He could have been the first manager. He could have been the first manager to win his first 7 Premier League games, as we all currently know. So he would have beaten Pep Guardiola's record of 6. Carlo Ancelotti's record of 6 as well. So it was pretty disappointing to Carnage, but in the end, we did get a point. It's better than losing, as we all currently know. Chris Smalling could be in contention, to start on Sunday as well against Leicester, because Chris Smalling has just recently recovered from a foot injury, as we all know. He's obviously been injured, as we all know. I thought he would have played in I thought Chris Smalling could have. I thought he might have played on Tuesday. I thought he might have played against Arsenal, but obviously just recently recovered from a foot injury, as we all know. So he will rotate the squad differently, against Leicester on Sunday. We're hopeful that potentially, Matt Martial will come back into the team. Rashford will play centrally, as we all know, because we know basically in the last two games that Ole Gunnar Rashford will play as well, because we know in the last two games, Lukaku has started, for Manchester United in the last two games. He started against Arsenal. He started against Burnley as well, but Rashford was on the left-hand side in that game. But I don't think, that left-hand side is Rashford's preferred position. It's Martial's preferred position, because I think Rashford looks very, very effective centrally, as we all know. Whether he gives Lukaku whether he starts Lukaku or not from the start against Leicester or not, I do not know. But he has started him from the start in the last two games, as we all know. So he may drop Lukaku and maybe bring him on as a substitute, as we all know. It's unlike if Martial is if Martial is still injured on Sunday and he isn't fully fit, which I probably presume that I think he will be. He may, bring Sanchez into Fully's role, or he may put, Marcus Rashford on the left again, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But he's going to definitely rotate the squad, as we all currently know. And Leicester in their last 5 games, I think, have lost 3, won 1, and drawn 1 in their last 5 games of Leicester, as I currently said. But you can see the difference, in the team, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in. He's brought the fluidity back to the team. He's brought the confidence into the team. I think Pogba's getting the freedom to express himself. I think fullbacks, are getting higher up the pitch, as we all know, creating more chances, scoring more goals. As you've seen, I think he's getting the players, playing to their potential level, as we all currently know. And I think he has, when Lukaku's been playing, I think he has rejuvenated the form of Lukaku. I thought Lukaku was poor against Burnley. I thought Mata was poor against Burnley. I thought the majority of the players, were poor against Burnley, to corners, because he was a bit slow, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, was speaking about in his post-match interview. As he has said. But yeah, we're still playing well. We're still on course, as we all currently know. Because I think, Solskjaer should get the job on a full-time basis, because he knows the chaplains of the club, he knows the culture of the club, and he knows the club inside out, because he was a great, great player, for 11 years. Don't forget, with Solskjaer, and he's watched some of this, this team, grow and develop, when he was managing the reserve team, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said. But we're not going to be making any signings in this January window. Obviously, that's going to be confirmed. We're not going to be making any signings. As he did say, Solskjaer early on the window, he doesn't expect us to. He said it's unlikely that we'll make any signings, and this is what basically Solskjaer said. And Solskjaer'd love to get the job on a full-time basis at Manchester United, as we all know. Obviously, our objective this season is to get into that top 4, obviously, and hopefully somewhere along the line we can win the FA Cup, and that would be absolutely fantastic indeed. And hopefully we can elevate to that higher level and get us back up there, competing with the likes of City and Liverpool, and competing for major honours. But I still feel as though we do need signings, because I think we're still at least a year or two off the league, because we do potentially need signings. Even though we have spent a lot of money, I still think we potentially do need signings. But as Ed Woodward's confirmed, he's still looking to recruit a director of football to come into the club. As we all know, he's still looking to recruit a director of football to come into the club before he commits to any future signings. We know we're still recruiting a full-time manager, to come in on a full-time basis. We know, I don't think Solskjaer is the favourite as yet. I still think it's Mauricio Pochettino that is Ed Woodward's number one, as we all currently know. But Pochettino, as I said, he's good in the Premier League, as we all know. He can grow. He's good at developing young players, as we all currently know. But he's only spent £50 million at Tottenham since 2014, Mauricio Pochettino. And he has got a good record with Tottenham. As I currently said, he's got a very, very good record with Tottenham. He's got a good record with Tottenham. He had a good record when he was at Southampton. He signed a 5-year deal, with Tottenham last summer as well. He had a good record, when he was at Southampton. So he's got his reputation of being a manager is good, but the problem is he hasn't won out in terms of silverware as Pochettino, and that is the problem, as we all know. And I think he's fully happy at Tottenham. I think he's fully committed to Tottenham as Pochettino. He's happy at Tottenham, as Danny Levy's confirmed. He's been ruthless, and he's not... Well, something's come up. And Danny Levy basically has confirmed that he's not willing to let Mauricio Pochettino go, even if we were willing to offer in excess of around £50 million. So Danny Levy won't let Pochettino go. Obviously, he's done well with Tottenham. He's got them to second place finishes, third place finishes. He got them to the last 16 of the Champions League last season, as we all currently know. The current Champions League knockouts are now at Tottenham Hotspur as well. And when he was at Southampton, he did very, very well. He got Southampton to 8th place. Their highest finish, in the Premier League. So he has done well, Pochettino, but he hasn't won out in terms of silverware, as we all know. But as I did say, Solskjaer's brought something magical to the club. It would be a cheaper alternative, for Pochettino, as we all know, and it wouldn't cost the club, much, to get him on a full-time basis, as we all know. So he is a cheaper alternative, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he is the right man for Manchester United because he doesn't rest on his laurels. He shows that inspiration. He's got the right mentality into the team. He's got the team playing together as a team, which is good. And I think this team will flourish under Solskjaer. And I think especially the young players and develop because he has given the youth a chance. To be fair to him, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know. But he will rotate the squad differently. He will rotate the squad differently. For this Leicester game, Chris Smalling could Chris Smalling could play in that back line. We know mainly Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been playing Jones and Lindelof as a centre back partnership, but he could actually include Smalling in this game on Sunday because he's just recently recovered from a foot injury. Will he start the lot at right back? Probably more than likely it will be Ashley Young because obviously Ashley Young's our first choice right back. He'll play Luke Shaw at left back as we all know, and he'll probably go with the midfield that he's mainly been going with. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will go with Herrera, Matic, and Pogba. That look they're a good attacking trio, and they look it looks a very, very effective midfield when you've got Herrera, Matic, and Pogba, as I currently said. But Herrera missed the Burnley game, but I've been very, very impressed with Ander Herrera. I think he's made a very, very good impact. To be quite honest, I've been very, very impressed with him. Since we got him in 2014, when we got him under Louis van Gaal, I've been very, very impressed with him. He's been here a good 4.5 years now, but especially since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in, he's playing a bigger part in the team. He's becoming a more irregular in the team. He's Ander Herrera. So I have been very, very impressed there with Ander Herrera, as I currently said. I've been very, very impressed with Ander Herrera, as I said. I've been very, very impressed with Paul Pogba. I think this is the best we've seen of Paul Pogba within this month or so under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's scoring, he's providing, and he's starting to replicate the form, he did at Juventus, when he had 4 good years there with Juventus as well, Paul Pogba. As I did say, hopefully somewhere along the line we can come to an agreement on getting him a new contract as well. Obviously, he'll demand a wage increase. He's got currently 2 years left on his current deal now, as it stands, Paul Pogba. But Pogba's been absolutely fantastic, and I think he looks very, very effective when he's playing in that number 10, just behind the striker. I think Pogba's very, very effective in that position. Yeah, but Pogba's been absolutely fantastic, no doubt about it. Scoring against Burnley, and he's been scoring and providing, and Pogba's been playing absolutely brilliant. When Martial's been playing, he's been playing absolutely brilliant as well, scoring and providing. I think he's very, very, very influential on that left-hand side. I think Rashford's fantastic as well. I think he's very, very effective in that number 9 position. Is Marcus Rashford, as we all know, scores goals, leads the lines. His pace is absolutely unbelievable as well as Marcus Rashford. But I think the majority of the team are playing to the potential best, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because Solskjaer tactically right, his lineups are right, and he knows what he's doing, does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But we know mainly that Martial, Rashford have been first choice over Alexis Sanchez and Romelu Lukaku in the team. But recently I've been impressed with Lukaku. Sanchez, there's areas of his game he does need to adapt. There's still room for improvement in Sanchez's game. To be fair, he's been here over the year, Alexis Sanchez, but he hasn't really had the chance because obviously he has had a couple of injuries as Sanchez, I think, with his hamstring as well as Alexis Sanchez. So really, he hasn't really had the chance, Sanchez, as I said. I think I've been very, very impressed with Lingard, since Solskjaer's coming. I think Lingard's performances have improved as well. Looks very, very influential on that right-hand side. So I think Lingard, has really, really improved, to be quite honest with you. And I think Matic has improved, since Solskjaer's coming. I think his distribution's improved. I think he's very, very effective. And his passing is Nemanja Matic. I do think he's still slow, doesn't have tempo to his game, and I do think he's static, but I think he has improved under Solskjaer. And I said with Lukaku, he's improved under Solskjaer. Don't forget, Lukaku's still a proven goal scorer in the Premier League, because he has proven it well in the Premier League. Throughout his playing career in the Premier League, he scored bag full of goals. He proved it, at Everton as well. I think he scored 68 goals, was it? When he was at Everton, Romelu Lukaku. He scored 27 goals, I think, in all competitions in his first season with Manchester United, but he hasn't been the same this season. But as I did say, since Solskjaer's come in, I think Lukaku's form has been rejuvenated, to be quite honest with you. So, I've been really impressed with him. He played well against Arsenal, got 2 assists. As I said, it was good to see Sanchez score against Arsenal as well, scoring against his former team, which was very, very good to see, as I said. But yeah, I think the majority of the team have improved, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in. The majority of the team have really, really stepped up, and you can see the vast improvements. There's still room for improvement. We do need a couple of signs, as we all know. But as I've just said, Ed Woodward wants to recruit, recruit a director of football to come in, and then think about, getting a full-time manager in at the end of the season. I think it should be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in my opinion. It should be definitely Solskjaer if, we win the FA Cup and we get into the top four and get Champions League for next season, as we all currently know. But there's still games coming up thick and fast, as we all know. Leicester on Sunday, then it's Fulham, and then it's PSG. But we've got great news going into that Paris Saint-Germain game. I think the first leg's at home, if I'm sure. Neymar is injured. I think he's got a foot injury and he's out for 10 weeks. And obviously that's one of PSG's best players, as we all know. But they have still got the likes of Mbappe. That's really, really good. I think Rashford's as good as Mbappe, to be quite honest with you. They both have got really, really good pace. They both can finish. They both can score goals. But I think Rashford's, slightly just better, than Mbappe. Is Mbappe younger than Marcus Rashford? I'm not too sure. But Marcus Rashford is only 21 years of age, as we all currently know. But as I said, so potentially this transfer deadline day is transfer deadline day now. Only a few hours left of the transfer window, and then it's currently shut until the summer, as we all currently know. But so obviously we're not going to be making any signings this January window, as we all currently know. But there's still been reports, reporting on maybe transfers that could happen in the summer, as we all currently know. So reports have come out today. I updated you about this a couple of weeks ago back. I think I updated you about this. This Joao Felix. Felix is a Benfica player. He's only 19 years of age as his player, so he's very, very young. He is Portuguese, this player reportedly. He only broke into the Benfica first team, last year. He only broke into the Benfica first team last year, did the player reportedly. He's Portuguese, as I said. He's yet to make his senior debut for Portugal, this Felix. Reportedly, a few teams have actually expressed their interest in this player. I think I mentioned him to you a week or so ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? Whenever I mentioned him to you, I was discussing about him. I think he can play as attacking mid, he can play as a winger, and he can play as striker. So his versatility is very, very good. As his players, he's only 19 years of age. He's a Benfica player, as we all currently know. But he says Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, Atletico Madrid have reportedly been interested in him. It did confirm early on in this window that Liverpool had showed an interest in him. Reportedly, Liverpool had around a £61 million bid turned down for Felix, reportedly. And he's got a staggering buyout clause. It's a staggering amounts of money is his buyout clause. I think he's got around 105 million buyout clause as his Felix. But as reports are coming out, Man United have instructed scouts, to closely monitor the player, because it did confirm this week that Manchester United scouts, Man United scouted the player to watch him in action. Benfica in a match this week. I think Benfica won it by 5-1. Was it Botsfiza or something like that? I can't pronounce the name. But reportedly in that game, when Man United were scouting him, he scored in that game and reportedly contributed a goal as well. So in that game on Tuesday. Manchester United instructed scouts, to keep a close eye on Felix, reportedly. So he's been mentioned in the press. I think Chelsea have also expressed their interest in him as well, reportedly. There's been silly reports coming out in the media today as well that I have actually watched. I've seen online. There's been reports coming out today in relation to Marcus Rashford. That reports have been coming out saying that reportedly Real Madrid have not given up on their pursuit of Marcus Rashford. Reportedly, I'm gonna laugh this off because obviously Marcus Rashford's long-term future is with Manchester United because he's very, very happy under Solskjaer. He's getting a key role. He's Marcus Rashford. Obviously, there were rumours about him being linked abroad and linked to a move to Real Madrid, when Jose Mourinho was here as well, because obviously Rashford was lacking game time under Jose Mourinho, as we all know. But since Solskjaer's come in, Rashford, being number one choice, he's obviously our main number 9, as we all know. But reports have been reportedly coming out saying that reportedly Real Madrid are willing to preparing to put a bid in of £100 million for Marcus Rashford in the summer, and reportedly willing to offer him wages of around £250,000 a week, reportedly, plus £100 million bid, as it did say. Manchester United are in talks, obviously, to get him a new long-term deal at the club. His current wages at the moment, he's currently on £60,000 a week, but his wages will increase by a lot if he does commit to a new long-term deal. His current deal does end in 2020, does Marcus Rashford's. I think there's an option of a further year as well, if I'm sure. But he has not yet agreed a new long-term deal as Marcus Rashford. But I think he will. He hasn't done it as yet. It may have to be till the summer until he agrees a new long-term deal. But reportedly Real Madrid want to get him, obviously, before he commits to this new long-term deal. But it's not going to happen. Rashford's happy at Manchester United. He's been a Manchester United player, since the age of 7, progressing up the ranks very, very well, as I currently said. And one of the best young players, one of the best young prospects and players, in Europe, without a shadow of a doubt. But Rashford's no intentions of going to Real Madrid, as we all know. And Real Madrid have had problems of their own since Ronaldo left. And as I said, since Zinedine Zidane stepped down, Real Madrid have had problems, as we all know. And Real Madrid are well known for buying Premier League players because they've bought numerous Premier League players, since like 2000. I think they've bought around 23 Premier League players of Real Madrid, as we all couldn't know. But that's a silly rumour I've been hearing today in the media as well. But obviously, it's not going to happen, as we all know, because Rashford's no intentions now of leaving Manchester United, as we all know. And I think we'll come to an agreement on getting him a new long-term deal at the club as well. I've been hearing more rumours today as well regarding Philippe Coutinho from Barcelona. So I have been hearing more rumours about that. Reports are coming out of the media suggesting that he's refused to rule a move out of Barcelona. He has refused to rule a move out from Barcelona's Philippe Coutinho, because we've heard the narrative about this in this January transfer window. We've heard the narrative about it that reportedly Man United have been interested. It also said Chelsea had contacted Barcelona reportedly, but it said Manchester United had been in negotiations with Barcelona that approached Philippe Coutinho's representatives over getting a deal over the line. If a deal is to get put in line for Coutinho, it won't be until the summer, as we all currently know, because Coutinho's being very, very frustrated, with the lack of game time he's been getting in Spain. He's been at Barcelona just over a year now, as we all currently know. He's done 1 year of his contract. He's still got he's still got a lot of years left on his contract with Barcelona. Barcelona paid £142 million for him from Liverpool, so potentially he is the third most expensive player in the world behind Neymar and Mbappe. Is Philippe Coutinho, as we all currently know. But I think if this does persist until the summer and he's not getting in the team enough, Philippe Coutinho could be preparing to leave Barcelona and come back to playing England, reportedly, as I currently said. But obviously he hasn't recently, been first choice, with Barcelona. So due to his lack of game time he's been getting, especially recently, there's been speculation that, he could leave Barcelona, Philippe Coutinho. As I did say, he hasn't lived up to expectation levels at Barcelona. Philippe Coutinho, he hasn't lived up to expectation levels as people thought he would have done. Considering he had 5 fantastic years, with Liverpool. He flourished at Liverpool. He did very, very well with Liverpool. Scored goals, provided assists at Liverpool, and Liverpool got the best out of him. For them 5 years. Liverpool paid £8.5 million for him from Inter Milan. As we all know, when he was younger in his prime, Coutinho, he did used to play under Mauricio Pochettino as well. He played under Mauricio Pochettino, did Philippe Coutinho. This is when he was on loan, of course, at Espanyol, as we all know, Philippe Coutinho. But, he had 5 fantastic, years with Liverpool, did Coutinho, don't forget. But, he's failed to replicate this Barcelona so far, but he's only been at Barcelona, of course, over the year. But he can play as an attacking mid, he can play as second striker, I think he can play on each wing as well, so he's very, very versatile. I think his main role is an attacking midfielder, but I do think he'd be a great addition, if he was a great addition to our squad if he was to come to Manchester United. He's 26 years of age, so he still has got a lot of years ahead of him. He's Brazilian, and he knows about the Premier League because he used to play in the Premier League, so he's potentially Premier League proven. But I am still hearing rumours about Philippe Coutinho, as we all know. I do keep hearing them rumours, as I said. Any more news to update you on? But yeah, Man United have been linked to quite a few players, as we all know, but likely will reinvest and will get a couple of signings in the summer. We know Manchester United are preparing to go out for Koulibaly this summer, as we all know. Obviously, he's our number one target, to get this summer is Koulibaly, as we all know, being heavily linked with a move to Old Trafford, since last summer. Obviously, at the time, Jose Mourinho wanted to get him in, as we all currently know. But we know he'd be great, he'd be a great defender in our back line with Koulibaly, as we all know. He'd be a great leader, he'd complement the likes of Lindelof and Eric Bailly, would colour Barley. Bailly's been in and out of the team this season, but I think Bailly needs to be, getting involved more in that central defensive position, because I think he has got great potential, Eric Bailly, and I think Lindelof's really, really improved this season. So we do need a strong central defender, as we all know. And Koulibaly's got a contract with Napoli till 2023. He has been there a number of years. He's obviously unsettled, with Napoli now. He's obviously not happy, at Napoli, his Koulibaly. The majority of this was due to, the racial abuse he suffered back in December, Koulibaly, as I said. Man United obviously had 3 bids turned down. The recent one was £95 million. Manchester United have obviously, been in talks, with Napoli over this situation, as we all currently know. Napoli only paid, £7 million for him from Genk. So financially, Napoli would make a huge, huge profit on the player if they were willing to do business in the summer, because the Napoli president confirmed they weren't willing to do any business in this January window for Koulibaly, as I said. But yeah, very, very great player. 6'5", as we all know. Very, very good in the air. And he has very, very little weaknesses about his game. I don't think he's got any weaknesses, if I'm going to be quite honest with you, because he's a really, really good player. And we know he would cost us in the excess of at least 100 million, maybe more. But we do have that financial power, to meet his valuation, as we all know. But, we may go out all in all, for Koulibaly this summer, as we all know. We know we've heard, rumours going on about Steven Bergwijn, that reportedly Manchester United have been interested in that 21-year-old from PSV. He's called Steven Bergwijn, as we all know, under contract with PSV till 2022. Reportedly rated at around £24-25 million. Reports were coming out about this about 3 or 4 days ago, that Man United want to be informed if PSV are willing to do any business. Same thing, Man United instructed scouts, to keep a close eye on Steven Bergwijn as well. He's Dutch, he's 21, so he is still very, very young in his prime, is Steven Bergwijn. It did reportedly say, I think Bayern Munich had showed their interest. I think Liverpool at one point, were interested in Steven Bergwijn as well. So he did actually, get mentioned in the media as well, did Steven Bergwijn, but only 21 years of age, as I said. But yeah, it did say Manchester United were reportedly interested in him as well. He did say Manchester United were interested in him as well. But we'll get signings probably, in the summer, as I currently said. Whether it's going to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, still going to be at the end of the season, that I do not know. It depends, how things go, as I currently said. But for me, I would, give Solskjaer the job on a full-time basis, if it was me. To be quite honest with you, I definitely would. I'm a bit disappointed, that we haven't, got any players in this January window, because we desperately needed a central defender, that's for sure. We do need a centre defensive midfielder that's fast and tenacious, because all our attacks coming from the left, and I think we do need someone on that right hand side, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. I think Solskjaer should have been given the money to spend in this January window, but it hasn't turned out that way, so potentially we're just going to have to think about getting signings in the summer. But it's disappointing, because obviously we've seen the likes of Arsenal, getting Denis Suarez on loan, Chelsea getting Higuain and all that, and Chelsea got Pulisic as well. They agreed a £58 million fee with Borussia Dortmund, but obviously he won't be officially playing for Chelsea until next season, because obviously he's gone back to Borussia Dortmund on loan. But I think Pulisic will be a massive impact for Chelsea. For my knowledge, I don't think Liverpool have bought anybody of what I've seen, but, they've invested in the last couple of seasons, Mundial and Klopp of Liverpool. Obviously, they're going for the league this season. For my knowledge, I don't think Manchester City have bought anyone. From what I've seen, they may have done, I don't know, but from my knowledge, I don't think they have. City have spent, like £500 million, since Pep Guardiola, has been their manager, as we all currently know. But as I did say, but there has been a few signings, that have been officially made. I think Leandro Paredes has officially joined PSG as well. Arsenal could still get another player, before this January window before the window shuts. I think Arsenal could still get one more player on loan before the window shuts, as I currently said. Give you a bit of an update on what's going on with Chelsea now, as we more clearly also. We'll give you a bit of an update on what's going on with Chelsea, their bit of their news. Obviously Chelsea suffered their heaviest defeat in the Premier League for over 20 years yesterday by getting thumped away at Bournemouth, by 4-0. And that's a result you wouldn't have expected. But I think Bournemouth beat them last season at Stamford Bridge, was it? 3-0. To be quite honest with you, but that was a shock, as I currently said. And obviously Chelsea now obviously going to be fighting for the top four. There's quite a few teams, for the top four. Tottenham, do I think they'll get it? I still think Tottenham will get in the top four, even though they've got Kane and Dele Alli out injured. As we all know, they're both out till March. So I still think Tottenham will get in that top four, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. But reports coming out about Chelsea anywhere, as we all currently know. So we'll give you a bit of an update on what's going on with Chelsea, as I said. So obviously Callum Hudson at Odoi is reportedly set to stay at Chelsea for the remainder of the season. As Callum Hudson Odoi, from his own perspective, has confirmed he's going to be staying at Chelsea for the remainder of the season. And also Sarri himself has confirmed he will be staying at Chelsea for the remainder of the season, because it was looking like that Callum Hudson Odoi, due to his lack of game time, I don't think he started a game in the Premier League for Chelsea, as we all currently know, was dropped against Bournemouth. Callum Hudson Odoi, Sarri's been coming out saying that he needs to respect Chelsea, he needs to show respect for Chelsea's academy. This is what Sarri basically said to Callum Hudson Odoi. But we know Callum Hudson Odoi has been heavily linked with a move to Bayern Munich, because Bayern Munich are looking to get some young players into their team, as we all know, because Arjen Robben's set to leave in the summer, as we all know. But Callum Hudson Odoi, he's been a Chelsea player, I think, since the age of 8. He progressed up the youth system, as we all know. Callum Hudson Odoi did put in a transfer request. He did want to leave Chelsea, but Chelsea weren't willing to let him leave. Chelsea have tried offering him a new contract because they've been in contract talks, but reportedly again, Callum Hudson Odoi has turned down this contract offer, as it has confirmed. But due to his lack of game time this season, this is why there's been speculation of him leaving Chelsea. And from his own perspective, he wanted to leave Chelsea. He did want to make the move to Bayern Munich, because Bayern Munich reportedly offered him the number 10 shirt, to fulfill at Bayern Munich. I think they put about 4 bids in, for Callum Hudson Odoi. I think Chelsea did turn, 3 of those bids down. But I think Bayern Munich come up with a bid of around 35-40 million pounds for Callum Hudson Odoi, and that was basically, Chelsea's valuation, as we all know. But Callum Hudson Odoi, is 18 years of age, so he's very, very young in his prime. He's a player that wants to be getting first team football week in, week out, and obviously he hasn't been getting it at Chelsea, especially in the Premier League. He has been playing in other competitions quite often, but he hasn't, played in the Premier League. I don't think he's played one single minute in the Premier. I don't think he's played at all in the Premier League, Callum Hudson Odoi. But it has confirmed Callum Hudson Odoi is going to be staying at Chelsea for the remainder of the season. So Bayern Munich will have to wait until the summer. Also to confirm that I saw yesterday in the media, regarding Eden Hazard as well. Sarri had actually come out. Sarri came out and he said if Eden Hazard wants to leave, he can leave. This is what Sarri said, and he said he's free to leave if he wants to leave. And this is what Sarri said in relation to Eden Hazard. We know Eden Hazard has been linked with a move to Real Madrid, and obviously last summer Eden Hazard actually did say after the World Cup he did want to leave. He does want to leave Chelsea, as Eden Hazard confirmed he did want to leave Chelsea, and he did admit before that he loved Real Madrid, as he did say. Chelsea have been in talks of getting him a new contract, at Stamford Bridge. Eden Hazard, in the process so far, there's been no sign of him signing a new contract. His current deal does end in 2020, does Eden Hazard, as we all currently know. But Real Madrid may make a move for Eden Hazard this summer, as we all currently know. But Eden Hazard's flourished in the Premier League. He's been at Chelsea 7 years now, as we all know. Made over 300 odd appearances, scored over 100 odd goals, as we all currently know, as Eden Hazard. Won everything in English football, of course, apart from the Community Shield, as Eden Hazard as well. But he's a very, very good player. I think he's the third best player in the Premier League, behind Kevin De Bruyne and Mohamed Salah. To quite honest with you, Eden Hazard, and Chelsea know how much of an essential player, Eden Hazard is. From Chelsea's perspective, they know how much of an essential player Hazard is, as I currently said. So yeah, Sarri did say he could leave. Eden Hazard could leave if he wanted to. That's what he reportedly said. That's what he reportedly said. But Chelsea obviously want a replacement for Cesc Fabregas. They do want a replacement for Cesc Fabregas, as they do want a replacement for Fabregas to Chelsea. Obviously, they've missed out on Leandro Paredes, as we all know, because obviously PSG have agreed a fee of around £35-36 million for Leandro Paredes. So Chelsea have missed out on him. Early on in the window, it was looking like Chelsea were going to get the signing of Leandro Paredes. But obviously, they missed out because obviously PSG, had come in. PSG come to an agreement. He signed a 4.5 year deal with Paris Saint-Germain. So Chelsea have potentially, missed out on Leandro Paredes. But reports have been coming out in relation to Ivan Rakitic, as I did update you a couple of days ago on the scenario of Ivan Rakitic. But reportedly from Ivan Rakitic's perspective, he has no intentions of leaving Barcelona. Reportedly, he's very, very happy with Barcelona. Is Ivan Rakitic reportedly, and he's keen on signing a new contract extension with Barcelona until he's keen on signing a new contract extension with Barcelona because his current contract runs until 2021 with Barcelona. He's an attacking mid. He can play as a central mid. Reportedly, he's been a Manchester United target. As this Ivan Rakitic reportedly, he's been a Manchester United target reportedly. But it did say from the Spanish publication reported the other day that reportedly Chelsea were preparing to make a move for Ivan Rakitic this summer, not in this January window, this summer. And Sarri had identified him, and it did say Chelsea were preparing to have negotiations with Barcelona and preparing to put a bid in for Ivan Rakitic this summer. He is 30 years of age, is Ivan Rakitic. He has won 12 major honours, with Barcelona, as we all know. This is his 5th season, I think, now with Barcelona, Ivan Rakitic is. He actually began his career with Basel. I think he had 2 seasons with Basel. I think he won the Swiss Cup there, when he was a lot younger in his prime. I think he had 3.5 years with Schalke as well. He also, who did he go after Schalke? He had, I think, a couple of years with Sevilla, won the Europa League with Sevilla, but he's been a massive influence, since he's gone to Barcelona, Ivan Rakitic. But as I did say, there's been the rumours have stemmed about this due to that. Obviously, Barcelona paid £65 million for Frank de Jong from Ajax, and when he officially does join them in the new season, there's been talk saying that Ivan Rakitic may struggle for game time. He may fall down the pecking order with the arrival of Frankie de Jong. So that's where the narratives come from about this reportedly. But Ivan Rakitic has reportedly no intentions of leaving Barcelona, as that has confirmed, as I said. But yeah, that's mainly a bit of Chelsea's transfer news to update you with, as well as I did want to update you. Obviously, David Luiz's contract is up in the summer as well. Chelsea may want to get him a contract extension. And Gary Cahill has been linked to a move away from Chelsea, as I currently said. But as I did say, as I broke the news to you earlier on, we heard some good news, that Anthony Martial had agreed a new 5-year deal with Manchester United, which is very, very good news. He agreed a new 5-year deal with Man United, plus with an option of a further 1-year extension reportedly. So he is under contract here until June 2024. Can be extended by a further year as well. He's got there's an increase in his wage as well. I think in this new deal, the wage is around £200,000 a week. Is Anthony Martial, as we all know, but he loves the club, Anthony Martial, as we all know. He's been playing a key role on that left-hand side as Anthony Martial, been scoring, been providing. We got him from Monaco, an initial £36 million bid. We did put in for Anthony Martial. I think he's played about 161, 162 times, for Manchester United. But reportedly, yeah, so we've agreed a new 5-year deal for Martial, which is very, very good news. Reports were breaking out about it last week that we were close to agreeing a new 5-year deal for him. As we all currently know as well, that currently last summer there was strong speculation of actually Antonio Martial leaving the club, as we all currently know. Obviously, because he didn't have a good relationship with Jose Mourinho, and he didn't have a good relationship with Jose Mourinho, and obviously his actual agent did come out suggesting that he was very, very pessimistic about Martial signing a new deal. This is what his current agent has said in the process. He was pessimistic about signing a new long-term deal, and he did say he did want to leave Manchester United last summer, and we did activate a 12-month extension on his current deal last summer, Anthony Martial's. But obviously now as talks, they've come to an agreement. Man United have been, Martial's agent's been in talks with Man United, and there has been a breakthrough in negotiations, which is good to see. And now he's committed his long-term future in Manchester United, and we have got him a new 5-year deal at Manchester United, which is very, very good to see, as I currently said. This is what his 4th season now, is it, with Manchester United? Is Anthony Martial's, as I currently said. So yeah, we have got him a new deal, as we all currently know. But Solskjaer did confirm, Solskjaer came out and he did confirm he said contract negotiations were progressing in relation to, De Gea and Martial and all that. And I think he mentioned Juan Mata as well, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did mention Juan Mata as well. But yeah, De Gea, hopefully somewhere along the line, we can get him a new long-term deal at the club as well, David De Gea. I think he's demanding that he wants around £300,000 a week, is David De Gea, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, he's been here a good number of years. His progression's been very, very good, and he has been here, since 2011, as we all know. Made over 300 other appearances, David De Gea, as we all know. Potentially the best goalkeeper in the world, as we all know, is David De Gea. Definitely, potentially the best goalkeeper in the world is De Gea. Obviously, we know he's on the brink of joining Real Madrid in 2015, and we're like Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain had been interested in David De Gea as well. But he's committing his long-term future in Manchester United. Man United have been in talks of getting him a new deal, a new long-term deal at the club. We activated a 12-month extension on his current contract, last year as well, of course. But I think he's going to commit to a new long-term deal because Man United have been in talks, and he's won everything here at Manchester United. He's won everything here as David De Gea in English football, as we all currently know as well. But as I said, hopefully somewhere along the line we can agree a new long-term deal for David De Gea. And same with Juan Mata as well. I think Man United have reportedly offered him a 1-year extension on his current contract. Considering that he is age 30, or is he 31 or something like that, and obviously we're not going to offer a long-term contract to a player that's age 30 or over, and obviously Juan Mata is 30. I think he's nearly 31 now, Juan Mata, as we all know. It did reportedly say that Barcelona showed an interest, and he did mention that Arsenal were reportedly interested in him as well, because he used to play under Juan Mata, Juan Mata, for 4 years when he was young in his prime, during his time with Valencia, Juan Mata as well. Since he's been here, he's made over 200 appearances. All in all, he's won everything in English football as well, Juan Mata. Apart from the Premier League, that's the only thing he hasn't won as a player. Is the Premier League, Juan Mata. That is the only thing he hasn't won. But reportedly, we've been in talks of securing him a new contract extension. We've offered him a 1-year extension. Probably will increase his wages as well, Juan Mata. We've offered him a 1-year extension, as we all know. He doesn't know where he'll be next season because he does miss Spain, because that's where he began his career, did Juan Mata. But he's been in the Premier League a number of years now. This is including his 3 years, he had with Chelsea, Juan Mata. But we've been in talks of securing him a new 1-year extension, as I currently has said. But we've been in talks of getting Herrera a new deal as well. Hopefully somewhere along the line we can get Ander Herrera a new deal as well. I'm hopeful of that. We've been in talks of getting Ashley Young a new deal at the club as well. Ashley Young, I think, is past it now, to be quite honest. I know he's been our first choice right back this season as Ashley Young, as we all currently know. He's been here a number of years now. Initially, when he was young in his prime, he was mainly a right winger, but obviously we select him as a right back, and obviously he's our first choice right back. He's been here a good 7-8 years. We got him from Villa, and again, he's won everything in English football as Ashley Young. And I think Ashley Young, and he's made over 300 odd appearances, since he's been at Manchester United as Ashley Young, and he's been here a good 7-8 years now, as we all currently know. So we've been in talks of securing him a new deal as well. But players, Solskjaer doesn't expect any departures. Obviously, we know Fellaini's going to China, but Valencia, I think, could go in the summer. It did reportedly say that Fulham and Newcastle were interested in Valencia, reportedly. Valencia has hardly played in the Premier League this season, so he's hardly featured this season. I do believe that Antonio Valencia will probably go in the summer. We do have the option to extend his contract by a further year, but I don't think we're going to do it. Because I think he'll leave in the summer, Antonio Valencia. And he has been here 10 years. He's been here since 2009. He's made over 300 appearances. And again, he's won everything here in England as Antonio Valencia as well. And he's been a good essential right back, over the years. We've had his years out of him. He's grown and developed, fantastically well. But I still think we do need someone on that right-hand side, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. I do think, Smalling and Jones could be gone next season as well. That's my opinion. I think they could be gone next season. Darmian will go probably in the summer, because Darmian's obviously, enjoyed difficult times since he's come to Man United. Juventus and Milan have been interested in him. Obviously, when he was a lot younger in his prime, he spent the majority of his playing career in Italy anyway. Did Matteo Darmian. I think we've extended a current 1-year extension on his contract, so we can cash in for him in the summer. But I do see Darmian leaving, to be quite honest with you, in the summer. I think Rojo as well could be going as well. And another player endured a difficult time at Manchester United, struggled with his fitness regime, had a lot of injury problems as well, Marcus Rojo. So potentially, I do see him going in the summer as well. So I do think there's going to be players leaving. And regarding in relation to Marian Fellaini, reports are coming out saying he has agreed to join this Chinese club. Man United and this Chinese club have come to an agreement over the transfer of Marian Fellaini. I didn't see a fee. I don't think a fee's been agreed. I didn't see a fee anywhere. I think Man United were recommending that they wanted around just I think around £10 million or just a bit more for Marian Fellaini. But reportedly, he's agreed terms with his Chinese club. He's passed his medical as Marian Fellaini, as it has confirmed. Reports are coming out saying he's set to sign a 3-year deal worth £350,000 a week, and reportedly he's set to be earning around £18 million a year. So reportedly he's set to become one of the world's highest paid players. Reportedly Marian Fellaini when he goes to China. I think it has been officially confirmed, but obviously the Chinese window doesn't close until the end of February, which is the 28th of February. But obviously it's better off if Fellaini departs, because obviously he's not going to get into this team now. He's Marian Fellaini, when we've got the likes of Herrera, Matic and Pogba as a trio, and obviously they're Solskjaer's preferred choice. So Fellaini isn't going to fit in this new regime, or this new system under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But Fellaini only signed a 2-year deal last summer, as we all know. Man United, he signed a 2-year deal last summer. He's only played 31 minutes under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know, as Marian Fellaini as well. But as I did say, Fellaini's been here since 2013. All in all, he's been in English football for around 11 years now, as we all know. He's been in England. This was obviously including his time, when he was at Everton. As I currently said, Marian Fellaini obviously was more of an impact at Everton when he was younger, when he was a lot younger in his prime than he did do at Man United. I don't think he's been that good at Man United, even though under Moyes, he was a regular, because that was Moyes' first signing, 27.5 million. He was a regular under Moyes, regular under Van Gaal, regular under Mourinho, but obviously hasn't been a regular under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said. But yeah, he has officially gone to China. I think it's close to be completed. I don't think it's officially completed as I currently said. But yeah, as I did say, this is mainly my Leicester Manchester United preview. As I currently said, bit of team news. Well, he hasn't given the official team news out as yet of what I've seen. Hopefully Martial can return back into action after reportedly suffering a slight injury in training. Reportedly, Andres Pereira, his future, as I said, still remains uncertain as well. There's been no sign of him as yet signing a new contract. Very, very poor against Burnley, on Tuesday night as well. Hopefully, as I said, Herrera will be back in the team for Sunday as well, because he missed Burnley. It's good. Maybe Smalling could be in contention, for Leicester on Sunday, as I said earlier on in the video. Just recently recovered from a foot injury as well. So he will rotate the squad a little bit. Will he start Lukaku in this game? I don't know. Will he start Mata? Will he give Mata another chance, or will he start Lingard? He'll rotate. As I currently said, will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But we know Rojo's still injured, so he's obviously not going to be featuring. As I currently said. So anyway, drop your comments, like, on the channel, guys. If you do consider subscribe to the channel, as always, and take care. And if there's any more news, that does update in maybe next 2-3 hours or something, or next hour or something, we will keep you informed on this video.